In this conversation with Matt and Mike Blaum of Blaum Brothers Distillery in Galena, Illinois, we cover everything from small batch descriptions and what that means to competitions, to whether or not they're coming out with a cask strength at some point and how they approach competing with Big Bourbon. Or are they competing with Big Bourbon? This episode is loaded with nuggets, so get yourself a pour and hang on. So tell me your definition of small batch. We know the TTB doesn't really have a definition of small batch.
Now, if I recall when I went on a tour at Wild Turkey, I think they said their small batch was like 250 to 300 barrels. We just call ours our batch, small, big, I don't know. It's 8 barrels typically. I mean, when we're blending a batch of bourbon or rye, it depends. It's not always 8 because we're blending, right? So sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 12, but 8 is kind of the standard.
Yeah. Your running number.
Yep.
So if I pick up a bottle of bourbon whiskey or a bottle of rye, right, it's going to run right around that 8 barrel-ish.
Yep.
That's the batch that it's coming out of. So we're talking small batch. It's not a single barrel, but we're talking, it's a small batch.
And that's, I mean, part of that is dictated by the size of the tanks we have, you know. I mean, I think a 12 barrel batch is the most we've ever done. And I think that was at a higher proof too.
Okay.
So
Fantastic. Has your whiskeys won any competitions?
Well, that would really require us to put them in competitions.
Right.
Yeah, in the past, you know, we've got a bunch of medals from things, and I've got, I think, another 10 medals sitting in my desk drawer that I haven't
That's from
put up there yet, and that was from a few years ago.
Sure.
So,
You haven't done it recently.
I haven't done it recently.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not discounting any of them. There are some of them that are just metal machine, like metal, you know,
you pay, you get a medal.
Hey,
It's kind of diluted it.
our distributor is often saying, you got to do that so we can have the, you know, the cards on the shelf, and you know, the customers like that. I get that. The customers do eat that up. At the same time, it feels weird. Like we years ago, we joked and we were going to buy the, when we had a barrel-aged gin that we were selling, we bought the website.
We still own it, sadly. BarrelGinAwards.com.
BarrelGinAwards.com.
We were going to do it as us, the tasting panel, and we won double gold. We're the only submission.
We were going to get double gold, but we haven't earned it yet.
We've owned the domain for 8 years, but, you know, so it might be worth something someday. Or maybe we should put on an award ceremony just to raise capital. That way everybody gets a medal.
Is it fair to say that you guys kind of like poking the bear a little bit?
Oh, very much.
The bear needs to be poked occasionally.
To be poked, but yeah. No, I'm not saying we're never going to, you know, enter in. There's some that are better than others, but, you know, we're just not looking to have our whiskey sit on a shelf with, you know, 12 double golds that we paid for.
Right.
And in a way, and this isn't singling any of them out, but a lot of them that you see more often that consumers are more knowledgeable of are unfortunately the ones that are kind of metal factories. So the competitions we respect more, it may not have as much weight to your typical consumer. So we'll do that as kind of a way to get feedback, not as a way to market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a cost to enter these, right?
Oh, it's substantial. No,
Not cheap at all.
Right. So for a small craft distiller to enter a typical admission fee is how much?
It's usually anywhere from like $250 to $500 a bottle, and you have to send at least 2 bottles. And, you know, if I wanted to send the bourbon and rye into something that's could be close to $1,000 for one competition.
And that's just to enter.
And that's just to enter that one. And now, you know, there's so many of them. Multiply that by 12, and a small place like us doesn't need to be spending $12,000 just to, you know, get something on the shelf that says we won it.
Right. It's a big expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So I see other whiskeys behind us, or other expressions, but before I move for the brown spirits, do you ever release like a cask strength bourbon?
Not as a standard expression, like not as a small batch. We might at some point.
And if you were to do it, where would I find it? Are you going to put it out through your distributor, or would it just be here at the distillery?
If we do it as kind of a regular thing, and maybe even that means just a couple times a year, it would go through distribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here. Okay. And I can buy all your spirits here, right?
You can.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you this question. I asked this question of all distillers. Why is it that you think you can make a whiskey that competes with the big boys?
We don't really think of it that way. A lot of people will, or a lot of smaller places will say, ours is better than Jim Beam or Jack Daniel. That doesn't resonate with us. It's different. I'm not going to say it's better or worse. That's up to a consumer to decide. But what we're offering is something you can't experience there. You're getting something where, I mean, we're the two guys making it with our hands. On a very small scale. It's ongoing saying that they spill more in a day than we make in a year, and it's true. So in a way, we're not trying to be on the shelf next to, and we love a lot of the big brand bourbon. It's great, but we're not trying to replicate that. Why? The market's already there for it. It's got a very distinct flavor and character, and if we're doing something just trying to replicate that, then what are we doing,
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Love it 100%. That's what got me into craft whiskey. Is you can find different flavors in craft whiskey that you just can't find in Big Bourbon. Big Bourbon's great.
Yeah.
Has its place.
Yeah. We get a lot of people come in, walk in here, walk to the retail shop and say, what can I buy? What do you have that's like Jack? Or what do you have that's like Jim Beam? We're like, what's the closest to it? I said, we don't have anything close to it. This is totally different.
Right.
And this isn't, totally different animal, but we get that.
So where do they find you guys at?
Well, we go to our website. We've got the states listed that we're in, but in Illinois, soon to be in Iowa again.
Thank God.
But in Illinois, all the big stores, Benny's, and all the chains, most of the chains. But yeah, you can find us. If you can't find us and we're in your state, just ask your store and they can get it in.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you can find us at thegreatamericanwhiskeycookers.com. You can also find us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and hit us on our Patreon page. Show us some love. We really appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the bell, all that happy horse stuff. We would really appreciate it. Until next time, you can't be good. And Matt doesn't quite know what to do with his hands. You can't be good. You got to have it. See ya.